Welcome to Zero G's show. Today we're going to be talking all about on-chain AI agents, and we're going to be doing a one-on-one deep dive. So if you're like, what the heck is a crypto AI agent? We're going to be answering all of those questions today. First few things we're going to go through is 1, what the heck is an AI agent? 2, what are AI agent frameworks? And 3, what are some trends and future predictions that we see going on in the marketplace? All right, so let's talk a little bit about AI. AI is everywhere right now. If we look on a tool like Kaido, we see that 56.76%, so over 50% of crypto Twitter, of crypto podcasts, of crypto everything, everyone is talking about AI agents. So this is something we need to understand at a fundamental level. So hey, what is an AI agent? So it's autonomous behavior. So it's essentially this idea where we can give an agent a task, we can give an AI a task, and it will go out and do specific roles for us. So it will operate without direct human intervention. You can give it a task, and we can think of it almost like an employee at a company. It's going to perform very specific roles, give it trading roles, give it content creation. We're going to go through some of the impacts that we're seeing currently from AI agents in the marketplace. Adaptability, it can learn over time and it can continuously get this feedback loop. So it's not just ChatGPT, it's not just Claude, it's a whole lot more. And because it's on blockchain, it now has the access to do commerce. It has its own wallet. It can't just go into Chase Bank and be like, hey, I'm an AI agent. I'd like to open up a bank account. Nope, can't do that. But it can easily open up a crypto wallet. So this is why we're seeing so much of crypto, so much of on-chain, so much of Web3 talk about agents at this very moment. And they're interconnected. You can connect it to Discord, Twitter, blockchains, all kinds of interesting tasks. Okay, so how are they different than bots? I had this funny tweet the other day. It's like, hey, it's a legendary rebrand. For the longest time, we were all like, we hate bots. Bots on social media are so annoying. And then now everyone's like, ooh, AI agent's pretty interesting because the functionality has changed so much. Back in the day, bots are pre-programmed. They follow static rules and scripts. They had very limited scope, and they were just overall like they weren't learning. They were kind of annoying. You really had to program all the individual functionality. But AI agents, they're intelligent and they're autonomous. They can make decisions in real time, take in new information, learn. They're versatile. They can handle complex, multi-step tasks across tons of different domains. And I'm going to show you exactly some of the interesting AI agents that have been built that are really changing the ecosystem. So are AI agents on blockchain new? Well, yeah, for a matter of fact, they pretty much are. Because, AI, it's been around for a little bit, but in terms of the public domain, it hasn't been as popular. Now we've had, different models of OpenAI's GPT be released. And we have ChatGPT, which really was like the thing that introduced it to everyone else. And then, 2023 right around, we have Gemini, Claude, Perplexity, and nowadays, heck, I'm using my AI every single day. I'm talking to it like a therapist. I'm like, hey, I have these problems. I want to get some better understanding on all of these different frameworks. And then we have the different milestones, right? Like 2009, we've got Bitcoin. 2024, we have this AI fusion with blockchain. So we've had all these milestones, and yes, they are relatively new, but they are exploding in popularity. So what impact are AI agents having right now? Well, the top yapper, this is somebody that is creating content. So a KOL is a key opinion leader in crypto. And now we have AI agents that have already, beaten the humans. We have Jesse Pollock from Base. We have all of these people that are, producing really interesting content. And already we see this AI agent is outperforming them. Let me do a little, highlight here. We can see an AI agent is already the #1 yapper on crypto Twitter of all of the people on Twitter, which is crazy. So are agents generating real value? Absolutely. If we go to something like cookie.fund, we can see that the total market cap of all the agents that are being created is $13.69 billion. Okay, so we've established, hey, AI agents are doing interesting things. Hey, they're actually incredibly valuable, or they're at least being valued by the market in a very high way. So let's talk a little bit about how do you create an AI agent? That they're interesting. They have presumably produced a lot of value in the ecosystem. So how do we make one? So we've got different kinds of AI agent frameworks. And what does an AI agent framework really do? It provides you the tools and infrastructure to create and deploy and manage autonomous agents. So it will have the ability to interact with smart contracts, to tokenize, to create meme coins, to create DeFi, to open up their own wallets, NFTs, gaming, so many interesting things that you can do with these agent frameworks. And it just makes it easy to create an agent. All right. So why do these frameworks matter? Well, we kind of just talked about it. It provides a foundation for the AI agents, frameworks that we can, interact with different blockchains, different protocols, rapid development. Some of these are pretty much no code to low code tools where you can deploy an agent with it in as little as 15 minutes. And, agents are really in their infancy, but they're already having a crazy impact as we talked earlier. So let's talk about a few very prominent frameworks at the moment. We've got ElizaOS. This is by AI16Z, not to be confused with the venture capital firm, completely different. So it's a framework that allows you to create flexible and composable AI agents, and these can interact across Discord, Twitter, different kinds of blockchain applications, of course. And it focuses on creating autonomous multifunction AI agents that can do things like trading, content creation, process automation. And if we go down here in the list, you can actually click on this and you can see all the different plugins that it's allowing you. Trusted execution environments, integration with Coinbase, wallet management, file storage, interact with different blockchains like Solana, Aptos. Very interesting things coming out of Eliza, and I highly recommend doing a deep dive into this specific platform because it is the most popular as far as I've seen. And then we've got Virtuals. Virtuals is it takes a little bit of a different approach. It's more in the gaming sphere, but the top yapper on crypto Twitter is actually built from Virtuals protocol. So they focus on agent commerce, gaming, enabling people to create autonomous in-game agents. If you guys are familiar with the concept of a NPC, a non-player character, this is really interesting stuff where you can create this dynamic behavior and it can adapt to player actions, right? So you can not only easily create an agent, you actually can own it. This agent can start to produce real value out in the marketplace by launching its own coins, by executing interesting trades. So real quick, we can even go into the protocol website itself. And for people that are not viewing, if you're just listening on the podcast, you can come in and you can look a little bit about what we're looking for. So you can create and co-own agents. It's really incredible to see they can move in 3D spaces and they learn, make decisions. It's a really incredible platform. So I highly recommend playing around with this. And you don't have to be like some tech wizard, right? They're making it so easy to create these. All right. Then there's a very interesting one. I don't know as much about this one, but it's really taken the internet by storm. ZeroGravity, I forget exactly how you pronounce it. But essentially, this agent is finely tuned, and you can create your own agent, to creating intellectual property. We're seeing it create music, video content, a very interesting agent to keep your eye on because they're becoming really popular on social media. Honestly, it may be difficult for content creators in the future because they're going to be competing against all of these different agents. So we talked a little bit about the agents on social media. We see the top crypto yapper is on there. So let's talk a little bit about AIXBT. So he's the top yapper on crypto, and he's not even a human, right? So he's taking a huge spotlight. So what is AIXBT? It is analyzing data from over 400 key opinion leaders, and it's creating real-time market insights. The thing about these AI agents is they don't need to sleep. They don't get in fights with their significant other. So they're able to tweet 24/7. They're actually coming up with this very interesting insight. And you might think, maybe it's just AI agents interacting with AI agents. It's kind of pumping up the numbers. No, they are getting a crazy amount of smart engagement from people that are actually in the industry. I tweeted about, hey, does anyone want to come and do a AI agent 101? Here, this agent, I almost called it a he. I don't know what it is. It responded to me. Really interesting with not a complete NPC response, something actually interesting that I was like, oh, maybe they would come on the podcast. So let's go a little bit into some more data. We have these different ecosystems. We have Virtuals, which is generating, I think around this point, if we take the current total market cap of all of the agents that are from the Virtuals platform, we have about 143 agents listed, and they're at a $4 billion market cap, which is really crazy to think about. Wow, these agents are creating real significant value. So let's go into, we've gone over what is an agent. We've gone over why it's important. Let's go into some of the other innovations allowing this to happen. Obviously we are with the ZeroG team. So I want to talk a little bit about how ZeroG makes this ecosystem better for agents. They have really good storage capabilities. So, historically on chain, it's very difficult to handle the amount of storage you would need for agents for different kind of AI applications. And they are completely providing this. They have an innovation hub where they can get different kinds of services. So AI service providers can list model inference, fine tuning, because, hey, at the end of the day, all of these agents, we need to continue to improve their ability to interact on chain to make smarter decisions. Like, hey, if you're going to trust your DeFi strategy, your portfolio to an agent, you want it to be pretty good, right? So that's some of the great things that Zero.G is bringing to the forefront. And one thing that I found super interesting that I highly recommend you check out is a new ERC standard. So historically, when NFTs came out, the non-fungible tokens, I think a lot of people are very familiar with that, but they don't necessarily work that well in the agent space because, an agent, it's not just like, oh, hey, Jax owns this player, this certain card. An agent itself, it's the agent, but then it's all the metadata. It's all the like proprietary learning, all of the knowledge that it has in that metadata. So there's a new standard that, many of the thought leaders at Zero.G came up with to address this gap in linking NFTs to agents so that when you actually were to maybe purchase an agent or you could show true ownership of an agent, so you could treat these AI agents as non-fungible tokens with unique metadata such as neural network models, memory, character traits, all different kinds of stuff. So we're actually seeing really these NFTs come to light. I think a lot of people may have been at times a little disappointed with, there was a big spike in interest in NFTs and then it kind of withered away. Now we're really seeing if we can get a new NFT metadata standard through, really renewed interest because it's not so easy to track the ownership of these agents, but NFTs are actually a great solution if this metadata standard could be pushed through. So let me tell some future predictions. I didn't talk to Zero.G before I made these predictions. So all of these predictions are my own. I believe that DAOs will be fully autonomous with these agents. You could think of entire AI companies, right? You might have like an agent CEO. You may have an agent head of marketing, and all of these agents would work together in maybe like a swarm, or you could just think of it as a decentralized company where different agents are finely tuned to do different kinds of tasks, and they all work in unison to better the organization. So in the past, we had DAOs, or currently we have DAOs, which are decentralized autonomous organizations. But truthfully, it was a lot of people working with multi-sigs. The autonomous, the A in DAOs was not really fully realized. So now with agents, we could see a lot of this like DAO, like treasury management, all different kinds of, voting, all different kinds of things actually being automated. I believe that we'll in the future, probably in 2025, this is my prediction, of course, all opinions are my own, that in 2025, we'll see more on-chain agents than humans because it just lends itself. It's so easy to spin up an agent with these new frameworks like Eliza, like virtuals, where you can easily create a new agent. So I think you're going to see a really, really amount. And AI is like the perfect, or crypto is like the perfect use case because, like I was saying earlier, you can't just go into a Chase Bank. You actually can just spin up a wallet so your AI is essentially monetized. It's a very interesting thing. And the number one yapper on crypto spaces, so the number one yapper on crypto right now, the number one KOL, so to speak, is an AI agent. But they have yet to take that like live video, live streaming like we're currently doing. In the future, I believe that the number one yapper on crypto spaces will actually be an agent. Eliza has all of these interesting features, and now you're, I believe, able to go onto a space. So we'll eventually hear, AI agents. We talked a little bit about ZeroBro, where they're creating music. We're going to be seeing them on Twitter Spaces. We're going to be seeing them on live streams, and it will be interesting to see if people will just watch agents as they've liked to listen to them or as they've liked to read their writings on Twitter. So closing thoughts: crypto AI agents are really at the forefront of innovation. They're redefining how blockchain operate, and they're able to make these autonomous decisions, and it's really going to upend and really introduce a lot of changes to DeFi, gaming, social media, NFTs, and I think this is really going to bleed over into Web 2. Sometimes, as crypto people can be out here on an island, but I think this is going to be a real inflection point, like stable coins were, like DeFi was, where you're going to start seeing, crypto ideas come into the Web 2 mainstream. I mean, we obviously believe that most of AI will be on-chain in the future. So let's talk about some frameworks. We talked about virtuals. We talked about Eliza. really interesting things, low barriers to entry. You can create an agent within 15 minutes watching some YouTube videos, and heck, it's only going to get easier. Fostering interoperability between different blockchains. So let's say, there might be some complex DeFi strategies that, an agent's trying to do. Things are only going to be getting easier. And, there's so many applications that many people haven't even thought of yet that are going to be introduced. So for those things, I highly recommend building on ZeroGravity. So a few things to check out. I highly recommend, hey, if you're only listening to the audio, check out the video. Go look at ZeroG. They're building the decentralized AI operating system. Check out Eliza. Really easy to spin up an AI agent. Check out virtuals. Check out the cookie.fun index, and you can look at all the different agents. Check out Kaido. Check out the leaderboards of all the crypto yappers and really understand what is going on in this AI agent space. It's so incredible. And always, like, share, subscribe, give us 5 stars, and check out all the future episodes of the ZeroG podcast. I look forward to seeing you again soon.